A former jail deputy cries during the murder trial that could send him away for the next 48 years.
You guys wanted to get her high.
That is the explosive and expletive-filled opening statement from the prosecution in the trial of Tom Fallis, starting this week in Colorado.
Ashley Fallis was a beautiful woman, but she had a terrible pain inside. She was mentally ill.
It's a sensational update to the story Crime Watch Daily first brought you. Fallis is charged with the murder of his wife, Ashley. He claims she shot herself after they had a heated argument on New Year's Eve. The question still being asked today, was it suicide or murder?
It was determined to be a suicide in 2012, and it's still a suicide in 2016.
Ashley and Tom seem to have a charmed life, a nice home in Evans, Colorado, and 3 beautiful children. The New Year's Eve party soon took a tragic turn. Ashley wouldn't live to see the next chapter of her life unfold.
My wife just shot herself in the head! Please help me! Please help me!
That's Tom, a sheriff's correction officer frantically telling the 911 dispatcher his wife killed herself. You can hear Tom screaming at his daughter Madeline to let the cops in.
Madeline, you open the door right now! Madeline, call 911! Yes.
Honey, are you there? Okay, can you go open the door and let the officers in?
These are actual crime scene photos of the bloody bedroom, the 9mm Beretta on the floor, blood spatter on the wall, pictures all askew. Why would Ashley want to end it all? Tom reportedly told cops she was depressed because they were having trouble conceiving another child. But Ashley's mother tells our Denver affiliate KDVR she didn't want to end her life, she wanted to end her marriage. She believes it was no suicide.
Ashley came to me and she told me that Tom was having an affair and that she was considering seriously of divorcing him. She went out and got paperwork for that.
Jenna Fox says that night she sensed something troubling. Tom's smile, she says, masked his rage and anger. She says he just exploded after someone brought marijuana to the party and he threw everybody out of the house.
He was irate and explosive, telling us that he hated us and to F everybody. And then he went to the room and he slammed the door.
Less than an hour later, Ashley was in the ER, dead from a single gunshot wound to the head.
I knew that she wasn't able to be saved. Asked the doctor the first time where the bullet was, and he told me and told us. So I said, there's nothing. He said, no.
Evans police took Tom to the station to give a statement.
I didn't shoot my wife!
In the interrogation video, Tom screams, proclaiming his innocence to the detective, who seems to suspect something else.
Tell me what happened then. Tell me what happened.
just
Why do you
told
have
you.
those scratches on your body?
The detective was suspicious because Tom had fresh scratches on his chest. Tom's defense? He manscapes.
This is a shaved chest. Do you know how bad this hurt in itches?
No, that is not from you doing
You know
that.
what? Yeah, it is. When you shave your chest, you sit there and I do this all
you're
day.
Cops took pictures, measured the wounds, and swabbed them for DNA. Then the detective asked Tom about the gunshot.
That wound on the back of her head isn't where she could do it herself, Tom. It is not.
Oh, bull,
It is not.
bull, bull, bull.
Tom says he was in the closet when Ashley pulled the trigger. So how did he get so much blood on his shirt? Even more disturbing, it appears Tom doesn't understand police procedure, but that's strange. Remember, he works for the sheriff's department as a corrections officer.
I'm standing right here. I hear the gun cock. I go back and I close, what did you call it? The cocking or?
She racked it.
Racked it, thank you. She racked it while I was standing here. I'm like, what are you doing? At that point in time, I'm closing the closet and I see the gun.
After nearly 5 hours, a fellow deputy gives Tom a hug and a pat on the back. He's free to go. The Evans police chief didn't even present evidence to the district attorney.
Based on the physical evidence, this looks like it may be a self-inflicted wound based on the statements of the only witness there, the husband, and the way the physical evidence corroborated his version.
But is this really an open and shut case? In a year-long investigation, KDVR found troubling holes in the police report. Little Jolie told police she saw Daddy getting the gun ready and shooting Mommy. Cops discounted her statement because she also claimed to hear 3 gunshots. They found only 1 spent shell casing. So what is it? Suicide or murder?
I believe that there is a basis for a homicide charge filed against the husband, Mr. Fallis.
Famed forensic pathologist Dr. Cyril Wecht examined the evidence and says the small amount of blood spatter on the wall and the large amount of blood on Tom's shirt point to homicide and to Tom Fallis as the gunman.
Fallis either deliberately, with some knowledge as a police officer, shot her in that fashion to stage it as a suicide, or he just got lucky.
But when KDVR tracked Tom Fallis down, he was sticking to his story.
She did commit suicide. That's all I'm saying.
But KDVR also found other evidence pointing to Tom that the cops apparently ignored. Cops knew there were scratches on his chest. Turns out, traces of his DNA were under Ashley's fingernail. And the next-door neighbor says he heard Tom talking outside his window that night, admitting to his parents he killed Ashley.
He's saying, "Oh my God, I can't believe I did it. Oh my God, what have I done? Oh my God, what have I done?" He said that 3 or 4 times, and then his parents kind of hushly said, "What? What are you saying?" And I remember I heard him distinctly say, "I shot her."
Because he was an officer, the sheriff's department sent 6 deputies to the scene to assist Evans police. But KDVR has discovered that none of the deputies filed a report. They went undercover to question those deputies.
There was no one who told you not to write reports that night?
I don't know. I got asked that very question. I truly don't recall as to whether or not we were told not to or we...
And sources say Fallis confessed to this deputy, but he failed to report it until nearly 3 years after Ashley's death.
Like I said, I don't have any comments.
Fallis and the kids left Colorado, returning to his hometown of Bloomington, Indiana. Eventually, cops gathered enough to nab him there. And now, over 4 years after her death, the former law enforcement officer faces trial on a second-degree murder charge.
Tom, did you kill your wife?
Fallis denies he killed Ashley and pleaded not guilty. The deputy and the neighbor who allegedly heard his confessions are expected to take the stand, as are Ashley's 2 little girls. Prosecutors say they'll present new video evidence, a police body cam they say shows Fallis enraged on the night police responded to the shooting.
That's the behavior you'll see from the defendant in the minutes after his wife, Ashley Fallis, was shot in the head.
The trial is expected to take about 2 weeks. Ashley is buried in picturesque Estes Park, ironically in a plot Tom bought for both of them. She leaves behind her 3 small children and a mother who misses her terribly.
She was beautiful. I look at her picture and I know how much she loved her kids, and it just pisses me off. Not only that she's gone, but that we've had to struggle for 2.5 years to find some kind of justice for her.